Hello everyone. In today's video, we will be working on week 4. We are halfway through our National Quilter Circle Spring 2025 free mystery quilt along. All right, so let's get started. All right, so now that we've gathered all of our scrap fabrics and our background fabrics, let's look at what we're going to cut for this week. This week is a little bit confusing because we are going to make 4 patches again, just like we did in week 1. All right, but we're also going to make a 3 square unit. And this gets confusing also because you're going to cut more of your background squares that are 4.5 inches, and then you're going to take the colored 4.5 inch squares that we cut in week 3, but you're not going to use them all. You're only going to use 12. So it's a little bit confusing, but just hang in there, and I'm going to go step by step how we're going to build these blocks, okay? So first, we're going to work on our 4 patches. All right? All right, so the next step is to make our 2 patch units. So you're going to, according to the instructions, take your 2.5 inch squares, one of your background and one of your colored fabric, and start sewing them together and make 72 2 patch units. Now I didn't do it that way. What I did is the strips. So I'm taking a background strip and a colored strip, and I'm going to sew them together. Then I'm going to go to the iron and press them open after I've sewn my strips together. And then I'm going to cut my strips into 2.5 inches, okay? All right, so I'm going to continue cutting 2.5 inches until I have my 72 2 patches. All right, so now that I have 72 2 patches, I'm showing you how I have them in my different colorways with my scraps here. I have them piled up so that now I can go to the sewing machine and sew those 2 patches into 4 patches. Once I have all of my 4 patches sewn together, I should have 36 units, and then I'm going to go to the iron and I'm going to press them open. All right, so now we have all of our 4 patches made this week. Now we're going to make our 3 square unit. All right, so today you cut 30 4.5 inch squares. That was your background fabric. You're going to take 24 of those 30. You're going to set 6 of those aside, okay? We're going to take 24 of them to use for this week's unit. You're going to go to week 3 where we cut our 4.5 inch colored squares. You're going to take 12 of those squares that we cut. All right, we're not using them all, we're just using 12. And we're going to sew them into a little strip set of a background, a colored, and a background. So let's make 12 of these units now. right, so there you go, guys. We're going to make 36 4 patches this week. Then we're going to make 12 3-square units. All right, get out those scraps and get sewing. I can't wait to see how this quilt turns out. Okay, I just want to say thank you to the National Quilter Circle for this free spring quilt along. You can go to their website at nationalquilterscircle.com and sign up. They also have a Facebook page and a Facebook group. All right, so this quilt along, according to their instructions, is 8 weeks long. We are now halfway through it. So I'll see you next week for week 5. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.
Like and subscribe to Grandma's channel. Like and subscribe to Grandma's channel.